I think I just got diabetes. I must admit, I never thought about adding cat ears to a Haro, but whoever did, you're a genius. It's adorable. And Bandai made sure that even little kids can build it, because all the parts can simply be ripped off from the runners. Although I would still recommend you to use hobby tools, because remember, just because you could, doesn't mean you should. Even more good news when it comes to the stickers, because we get absolutely none of them. And an even bigger surprise is that even though this is a really simple kit and is really cheap to boot, it has somewhat of an inner frame. And I can see this being really great for people who love to customize their model kits. Now on to the most important piece of articulation on this thing, the ears. They will rotate around all the way and move down on a hinge for adorable action. Then onto the accessories that will transform our Haro from a ball to a ball with limbs. And the cool thing is, they're all on screen as I'm talking. Because when we look at the bottom of the base, that's where they all neatly store. I really love it when they do things like this, because these things are just so easy to lose, but now you're always gonna know where they are, as long as you don't lose the big, bright, baby blue base. Before we get to the transforming, one thing I was really surprised by is when you look at these panels, they're really nice and flush with the rest of the body, so I was expecting these to either be really hard to remove but be really secure in there, or be really easy to remove but also very easy to fall out. Except it turns out that they're really good in there. They're actually really easy to remove. You simply push on there, they just come out on their own. So then, let's get to transforming. And just look at this happy little cat ball thing. Of course, we got a little bit of articulation. Everything here is on a ball joint, so you can kind of wiggle around. I don't know, like some poses, like a little bit of a sassy cat Haro. One piece that you might notice that is left over is this piece, and that is supposed to go onto his butt in case you wouldn't want him to stand on there, or when you have him ball mode, because of course, as you can probably guess, he's not really going to stand up unless you are very, very careful or just very, very good at balancing things. Other than that, you're just gonna put him on there. Now there are some extra holes on the thing, like on the side here, which is really hard to remove, and then on top there as well. Now these holes aren't actually used for anything in the actual model kit, so this is where your modification skills or kit bashing skills are going to come in handy, so this thing does have some nice room for expanding. And then finally, there is one extra mode that the manual tells you that you can do. A Haro with open ear flaps and his hands showing. And this is probably also the best time to mention that there is some really cool detailing going on in there. So, as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, for the low price of 600 yen, I would say go for it. For starters, the Haro is the mascot of the Gundam franchise, apart from, of course, the Grandpa Gundam. But even more so than that, this is just a really cool and cute model kit to have. And probably the best thing about this thing is that it is a model kit for people from all skill levels. If you're just a kid or you want to buy this for a kid, it's perfect. They can simply rip out the parts and have a cute little ball that they can play around with. Or if you're a more advanced modeler, you can make full use of that inner frame. So it's easy to build, looks cute, has some nice accessories going on. Just keep in mind, you're not getting a really big ball, because as you can see, even the small Leo doesn't fit on screen right now. So when you look at it, it is a pretty small thing that you're getting for 600 yen. But even though it might not be a big thing compared to a standard sized gym, or especially not when compared to the always bulky, Zaku 3, I would still recommend you to buy a Haro. Maybe the cat ear one isn't your thing, maybe pink isn't really your color, but I'm pretty sure Bandai will be pumping out a lot of these in all kinds of different colors, so it is inconceivable that in the future there isn't at least one that you think looks good. And that's all for this review, and I will see you all next time.